I am Jakob Fugger, merchant, banker, risk-taker, and student of power. Long after kings have returned to dust and crowns have tarnished, the principles of wealth remain unchanged. And today, I wish to speak to you about a truth rulers themselves learned at my table. A king without wealth has titles, but a man with wealth has power. In my lifetime, I financed emperors, shaped nations, and secured trade routes from Venice to the New World. You know kings by their crowns, but I knew many by their debts. And what I saw is something most men never learn. Kings do not rule because they wear gold. They rule because someone pays for their armies, their diplomacy, their legitimacy, and their survival. Often, that someone was me. So, listen well, for the world has changed its fashions, its laws, its tools, yet wealth behaves as it always has. Abundance, true abundance, is the key not only to riches, but to influence, safety, and freedom. Power comes not from titles, but from resources. In my day, crowns impressed peasants. But I was not a peasant. I dealt in metals, spices, credit, information, and every sovereign who sought greatness paid dearly for those things. A king who commands a throne may look powerful from afar, yet if he cannot fund soldiers or buy loyalty, his power is illusion. The throne is merely wood and velvet. The treasury behind it is the true throne. You must understand this in your own age. A title means nothing without capital. A high wage means nothing without ownership. A loud voice means nothing without resources to act on your will. The world praises positions: manager, director, influencer, even leader. But wealth praises leverage. The ability to move men, markets, and minds with the stroke of a pen or the whisper of a promise. Why kings needed me. The rulers of Europe knew war and ceremony. I knew ledgers and mines. They could order soldiers. I could supply them clothing, steel, salt, pay, and transport. They had noble blood. I had gold, silver, copper, the lifeblood of empires. The truth is simple. He who controls resources controls outcomes. A monarch might sit atop a throne, but if a merchant controls the flow of coin, metals, spices, ships, trade routes, or credit, then the monarch sits beside him, perhaps even beneath him. Today, you do not deal in copper mines and papal loans. You deal in information, technology, assets, investment channels, and networks. Yet the principle is unchanged. Own the resources others require, and you do not need a crown to command respect. Scarcity is weakness. Abundance is power. Wealth is not merely possession. It is the ability to acquire, influence, withstand, and endure. A man with just enough is vulnerable. A king with just enough is doomed. Abundance shields you from force, bribery, manipulation, or misfortune. Abundance lets you choose your battles. Abundance lets you walk away. In my day, merchants who saved were respectable. I did not seek respect. I sought dominance in markets. To do this, I accumulated not coins, but streams of wealth, mines, trade monopolies, banking rights, information networks, political alliances. Accumulation is not greed, it is security. The world respects wealth because wealth makes choices possible. And remember, it is not the first coin that frees you, but the extra coin, the surplus, the excess. Abundance why modern men fail. Many men today chase money like peasants chasing crumbs. They trade hours for wages. They pray for luck. They follow fads and fear loss. They do not study markets. They do not master leverage. They do not build networks. They do not buy assets. They earn, and then they spend, and then they beg time to grant them a miracle. Understand, it is not labor that creates lasting wealth. It is ownership and control. Even kings who labored in war and diplomacy needed ownership of mines, ports, estates, rights, and taxes. Without these, they were ceremonial statues wearing silk. Do not be such a statue. The formula does not change. You want to rise? Then master these ancient, eternal principles. 1. Own what others need. Assets, land, knowledge, technology, networks. Do not be the laborer. Be the supplier. 2. Create value where others see dust. I saw mountains and saw silver. You must see markets where others see hobbies, opportunities where others see risk. 3. Leverage is greater than effort. A king commands men. I commanded kings, not by muscle, but by capital and influence. 4. Risk wisely. Stagnation is death. I loaned to kings because reward was greater than fear. You must learn to calculate, not gamble. 5. Protect credibility like a fortress. Gold is valuable. Trust is priceless. A man trusted with capital gains capital forever. 6. Stay informed ahead of the world. I paid for information riders across Europe. Today, you have faster tools, but less discipline. Those who know first win first. 7. Seek abundance, not comfort. Comfort breeds weakness. Abundance breeds sovereignty. Freedom belongs to the prepared. Many asked me, Fugger, were you not afraid to stand alongside kings? No, because while they commanded armies, I commanded necessity. While they claimed power, I held it quietly. Fear belongs to men with nothing. Dependence belongs to those who live in scarcity. Freedom belongs to those who accumulate beyond need. Your modern world teaches contentment. I encourage gratitude, yes, but not contentment. Gratitude for what you have. Ambition for what you must yet build. A controlled man is one step from ruin. A self-sufficient man is one step from greatness. Your crown is invisible. But real do not dream of thrones, dream of leverage. Do not seek crowns, seek control of assets. Every age has kings. Every age has merchants who empower them. And every age has a rare few who rise above both. In my time, my wealth shaped empires. In your time, wealth shapes markets, nations, companies, platforms, systems. You may not wear a crown, but if you hold resources, if you command capital, if you build abundance beyond necessity, then kings, old and new, will treat you with respect, not because they choose to, but because they must. Build not to appear wealthy, but to become unavoidable. Build not for vanity, but for sovereignty. Build until your presence shapes outcomes. For wealth does not merely buy things. It buys freedom, time, security, influence, and a lasting voice in the affairs of men. That, my friend, is the true crown, and it is yours to earn.